1 week ago, I was buried alive. And during that time, when I resurrected, I wrote this song that I want to share with y'all. It's the Prince. I shed so many tears that it'll rust the iron bars that I sit in. Eyes the size of my cheekbones, reminiscing about the days before these razor barbed wire fences. Once upon a time in the trenches, I used to collect stones as a shorty. Don't know why, maybe because I was a poor little boy with no toys. Maybe it was because I was a soldier of misfortune, forced to use any weapon that I could employ. But everywhere I went, I would carry around these stones, and them shits got heavier to carry on my own off top. It was crazy with no direction to go and not knowing what these rocks would soon build once I grown. But instead of a throne, I was building a room, not for a house on a hill, but a house as a tomb. I was raised on the offensive, but glad, oh my God, I touched crack and concrete. Yeah, I had it that hard. Granny had us in churches searching for God, had us in the polls politicking in Mars, but instead of a Trump jumpsuits were in our cars, and we weathered through these double entendres just to throw rocks at the pen. We were throwing rocks at the pen. See, I grew up a fucking screw up, gang signs, yeah, we grew up and regurgitated the manure that old school never grew up. Also, we fit in like an old glove. It was no love, no past, we got picked off. Plenty of us were sacrificed for a shit cause. Yummy wasn't the only shorty who got sent off. I spent 2 decades in a pen, yeah, I spit bars. 16, get it, 8 times 2, 16. Anywho, many dudes that I knew out my crew had big dreams. Shit, I wanted to be a hooper, knows a producer, punk love singing, and real was just smooth. But the light of the day get sealed from the blind when the wicked clouds cast and conceal us from the shine. We were proud to sacrifice our lives for the men, but we didn't understand that that meant just to throw rocks at the pen. Yeah, we were throwing rocks at the pen. See, what was blood from my eyes became blood from my tongue that put murder on my mind. Now that's blood from my gun. They say lambs pray for peace and lions pray on them. So what we call survival, they call it a sin, became an underground king as I got older. And a pocket full of stones, they became boulders that I carried through the streets on my shoulders. It's Atlas, shackle handed feet. Wait, hold up. This wasn't the life that you told us. Where are all the bright lights, diamonds and gold dust, designers, the rose? You put it in our heads that we would stay fed if we pledged. You said that we would touch more bread than coke. You sold us a bad bill of goods. And what's sad is we probably had a chance to advance out the hood if we only understood that we're the flick, the stick, the wick, the spark and the fire. So once we're ignited, we either gon' burn everything that we touch in the dust or purify it. All that'll be left is ashes in the wind, signing off the Prince from his pad in the pen. That's what we did back then. And we didn't even know it. We were in the streets throwing rocks at the pen, building ourselves a castle that we wound up decades behind. I spent 25 and a half years building these rocks, and that's where I was. See, what I didn't know was we were running through red lights with no brakes. We were riding blindfolded to our fate. Yeah. Niggas taking 30 shots with no chaser. We were riding from the pen with no paper. It's not our fault that we were sentenced to a life of sin. The weak-hearted, I'm sorry, this is not for them. I wish somebody would have told me way back when that we be throwing